Welcome back to another episode of Marvel's Contest of Champions. I just like screwing around in the beginning, sorry guys. Anyways, today's episode we are going to be looking at my mastery setup. Um, I know everyone has different opinions, different thoughts about them, but I'm just going to give you mine and kind of what I've been running with. As you can see, I have at the start here on offense, I have your pretty much your initial, just pushing to get all the way over so you can max out precision and you can max out cruelty. A lot of people like these two masteries. I'm a fan of them too. I just need points at other places. I did put two glass cannon. I may take them out and add them here to assassin or deep wounds. Maybe max out one of them or 4 and 4. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I don't run suicides. I'm not a fan. Recoil is the biggest reason why. I hate recoil just because you take that damage back and it limits you on how many times you can use your specials. And when you're using people like Doctor Strange or Hyperion, they get their specials really, really quick and you want to use them a lot. So it really limits you and I don't like that. Despair, I know some people are fans of. I'm not a fan of Despair. There's only a few people that can really stack up enough debuffs to really negate all their regen. Scarlet Witch isn't one of them, but still, you don't get 7 of them. You can get 1 or 2, sometimes 4, but to get that max one, it's harder. And I know if you get 3 or 4, it really just negates most of it, and you can still do regular damage. I'm just not a fan. I do love Deep Wounds, such a nice one. And I love Assassin. I'm a boss killer, so this really helps in Alliance Wars, Alliance Quest. It really, really helps out. And then even these harder missions and stuff, it really just makes fights go so much quicker. I know in Arena, regular Quest, doesn't really matter because by the time they're below 18%, they're pretty much dead anyway, so it's not a big deal. Here in defense, I have minimum defense just to get the willpower and throw that 1 in the willpower. Block proficiency is one that I believe you should have max. I have it max because they took away the leadership mastery, not mastery but synergy, so you can no longer have perfect block with your guys. So that's the only way to get some more block proficiency other than Luke Cage and Iron Fist team up. I do like recovery. 15% extra for Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch is very nice. Even my Hyperion. I only maxed this because of the PI boost. It's not really needed, but it gives me a better PI boost, so I maxed it out. And here in defense, I maxed out Limber. This is essentially for Alliance Wars. When you're fighting Alliance Wars, as most of you know, when you go up against someone who has max Limber and you stun them and all of a sudden their stun's going out quick, you don't get to do as much. I know me personally, with anyone that I use, even a short stun person on one of their specials, I can still get off 7 hits at a minimum when someone's stunned. So that takes away those 2 extra hits, which a lot of times would put me in another special, and then I can chain off another special. So I'd be able to chain 2 specials and 14 hits. Now I'm down to 5 hits. So I like Limbered Max. Parry Max just takes so much less damage. It makes your stun time go up. Stupefy, increase that stun duration. I know some people don't do it with their Thor. If you're good enough with Thor, even with 3, you're still fine. It doesn't really bother you. You only need 1 in dexterity. Evade, it doesn't, having more in there doesn't make your evade go up or make it better. It just gives you more increase on your critical attacks. Now this is the new hotness. This thing is fantastic. I know some people max it. It's good for maxing for Alliance Wars D. Other than that, for everyday use, 3 or 4, I prefer 4. Is perfect for it because at 5 you usually get pushed too far and you get to your 3rd special, so you don't want that to happen. Now on Alliance War D you want that to happen because then you have the opportunity to do automatic damage to them instead of using a special 1 or 2 where a lot of times people will evade it. Now they can't, so This is a great mastery. If you get into tier 1 in Alliance War, in Alliance Wars, or those people of you that are already there, you already know. You see it constantly. Anytime a buff goes off, they gain that much more power. And sometimes that's trying to beat that second. You're trying to bait that second. You evade. All of a sudden, you come back and they try to do something. That evade kicks off. Bam. You just gave them a third. Not even meaning to. So, fantastic mastery here. If you use a lot of mystics. I use a lot of mystics for Alliance Wars and Alliance Quest. I don't use as many for Alliance War defense. I am trying to change that, but I don't have anyone that's great to throw out there right this second. Still love it, still keeping it. I just unlocked these yesterday. Detect Science and Detect Mystics. I did this because in Alliance Wars, those are the two biggies that I want to look out for personally. With Mystics, I want to make sure that I bring someone in that doesn't do a lot of buffs. So, for example, I don't want to bring in Doctor Strange because I'm going to be constantly giving them their Mystic Dispersion every time he's cycling through. Now, you can counter that pretty easily, but it still sucks. Science, I want to know so I can bring in Daredevil or I can bring in Black Widow, especially Black Widow, because more than likely it's going to be an Electro or maybe a Spider-Man. Sometimes it's a Yellow Jacket or Rhino. Those are real common, but you know, it's nice to know with those two especially. The rest of them I can play around. It's not that big of a deal. But that's my mastery setup. Um, I know it's not for everyone. Some people prefer other things. But go ahead and down in the comments, a leave me a comment. Let me know how you guys set up your masteries. Other than that, you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the flip.